Okay, I am very glad to be here. It's my first time to present anything here at AIIAS. Of course, for my MA, I have done it. But again, this is another generation. It's a very difficult group, especially the topic that is presented here is challenging. The leadership topic is very controversial issue. Anyway, I will try. And sometimes people have also, not sometimes, but people have presented many topics on the leadership. In the last 3 days, 2 days maybe, we have squeezed the topic as much as possible. So it will be quite difficult, but I will do it, and at the end, for sure, you will get something new. Now, I really appreciate the AIIAS groups for preparing this forum during this time, because leadership is a major, major, major problem. This is not only in our church, but everywhere it is a major problem. So now my topic is focusing on quality leadership, qualities of leadership. There is a competition. Global competition has tremendously increased. Our business environment has become extensively dynamic, full of uncertainties. Leadership is there to guide an organization but when this act of leading is not carried out according to its expectation, people express their feelings in various ways. Global discontent. In the most underdeveloped countries, sustaining peace has become a major issue. This discontent of leadership has caused civil wars, massive bloodsheds. One of the African writers, Kumi, is one of the African scholars and writers. Being a scholar, he could not pick up a stone to bang the leadership. This is trying to express that in schools, students usually, when they are discontent with what the schools do, they pick up a stone and throw it to schools. I have been under a school where students have went on a strike. And then in several places, even during my life, we have passed through two governments. We were discontented with their presentations, with their leadership, and we have seen several students marching against the leadership. So this man says, he could not pick up a stone and throw, or bang an institution, or go on a strike, but he only had a pen. Through his publication, he says, Africa needs needs a redemptive leadership. And he's suggesting servant leadership. But at this moment, I'm not for promoting or talking for servant leadership. Servant leadership, many people have written, but I have not seen being practical so far. Therefore, I will not talk a lot on that agenda. But what I'm trying to touch is, the man has sensed the real problem that we have in underdeveloped and in developed countries. Now, that is not only in Africa. It's a global problem. All the TV screens, the news magazines that we read, newspapers that we hear, they are full of problems. Nowadays, you know what is going in Arab countries. Now, in the US, which are probably scared, a study was done in 2005. 1,374 people were interviewed by certain organization. Out of that, 66% of the respondents said in the USA there is no good leadership. Let me maybe pull you back. This is what actually I was trying to talk. 1,374 individuals were interviewed. Out of that, 66% said in the US there is no good leadership. And then, therefore, there is a desperate need for strategic considerations and system rethinking for quality leadership. That's a major, major problem. I have, in a certain course that I took, I have evaluated our leadership since the first AD. In summary, what I discovered, every year, every term one king had, we were under kingship. All the kings that we had, they were not willing to move out of office. Whenever they are given a chance, they turned over to their immediate people, to their children or to their wives. And each time we had to go under war. Therefore, we are talking about quality. We have sensed that there is a global, a regional problem under developed countries and developing countries. Even in the developed countries, there is a problem. There is a leadership. There has been a leadership, and there will be leadership. But the question is, what is quality leadership? What is quality are we talking? What is the quality that we are talking about? Sorry, this thing sometimes, Juran talks about quality leadership, and this quality issue is actually questionable. Some people have different feelings, different definitions, different interpretations. Juran says fitness for intended use. What we call quality is fitness for intended use. Crosby, he says it's a zero defect, free from any defect. And then Sauer says quality is a degree of excellence. But what is our definition for quality? We are looking for quality. I think on this paper, somehow my certain portion is covered here. I couldn't get it. Demi says something. Meeting expectations of people. Expectations of people. Meeting or fulfilling expectations of people. Now, the problem of our continent, the problem that we have in underdeveloped countries and the developing countries, even in the developed countries, is that we are not meeting, leaders are not meeting expectations of the people. That's the main problem that we are trying to look at. Do we have biblical support? Do we have biblical support? Yes. God is a God of quality, and we need to focus on quality as much as possible. Genesis 1:27 and 28. I know I have many theologians here, could give different interpretations, but this is Dube's version now. I want you to listen to me, that's what I have. And then you can develop another paper, give me a suggestion for future. But what I have here, in Genesis 1:27 and 28, then God looked over all that he had made, and it was excellent in every way. So, God is a God of excellence. Then we also look at Matthew 5:16. Let your light shine before men in such a way that they may see your good works and glorify your Father who is in heaven. Now, what is leadership? When we talk about leadership, we are mainly talking about three things. First, we are talking about people. Second, we are talking about organization. Thirdly, we are talking about the influence people have over the organization. People are the fundamental components of quality organization. Take away people, an organization is worth nothing. Every country, every underdeveloped country in which we have a problem, they tend to work for people, to satisfy people, but they have not satisfied. The moment, during our former king, I was even a school-age student at the time, we went on a strike against our king. And at the time, we were so serious, and then somebody somehow, the government was overthrown, picked up the position, but the moment the man sat on the throne, we went back to square one. We went back to square one. And then another king, by the time the government was overthrown, and that man picked up the position, we thought our problem ended. Even up to present, every election that we have, you cannot have a change of leadership without a fight, without a civil war. So that's the problem. Since the whole mission of any organization is rooted in people, our central focus should be on people. So the third part is the influence. The influencing part is very important. Now, when we talk about quality. What quality of leadership are we talking? Quality leadership is where quality principles become basis for guiding, empowering, and supporting the constant pursuit of quality excellence by all employees through the organization. Now, there are two types of leadership. It is either task-oriented or people-oriented. Task-oriented leaders focus on the task, getting the job done. That is their concern. And the job to be done is the one of their interest. People-oriented person, people-oriented, focus on people. They focus on people. Now, a quality leader focuses on both, and they tend to lean towards people. They tend to lean towards people. Now, what is the role of a senior management? Actually, the senior manager, senior management, is supposed to, according to Demi, he posits that the role of senior management is to make it possible for everyone to be a better job, to do a better job with greater satisfaction. Leadership is also need other material resources, not only a leader. You need to have a resource to do it. You need to have at least the beginning, the starting resources to go with it. Then what are you saying about leadership? What are the qualities of leadership? The qualities of leadership, a quality leadership has a clear vision and mission. A clear vision and mission. Quality leadership seriously takes system thinking into account. System thinking. That is very important. The other part is quality leadership is customer focused. When you talk about customers, what are you talking? Maybe this guy is coming from business, he's only talking about customers, people who sell and buy. In every organization, in every job that you do, there is a customer. Now, customers have got two definitions. Employees in our organization, sorry, I cannot move around. Employees in an organization are customers. The first and the most important customers are employees. The second customers are the people that we are aware who come and buy from us. So customers, the quality leadership is always customer-oriented. Customer-oriented. If you focus on those people, you will be successful with your business. On that subject, a book could be written, but I'm just summarizing it. And then, quality leadership promotes a teamwork and teams. Teamwork is to work together. Teams are people who could do special projects and come up with a proposal for good decisions. So teamwork and teams are vital there. Now, commitment is a driving force for quality leadership. Commitment. This is where the link with what you were hearing through the weekend. Now, of course, I'm not going to mention all, but I'm not repeating what others have said. Take into account all what other presenters have said on quality, on leadership, as far as characteristics are concerned. Now, continuous improvement is a culture of quality leadership. Continuous improvement. Because at one time you'll be right, at the other time you may fail, but always every day of your business day, you need to have focus on continuous improvement. Now, the other part is quality leadership fosters positive organizational culture and climate. If you're in your organization, there is a fighting every day, employees are dissatisfied, never anticipate your business to prosper. You'll be liable to failure. Therefore, your organization, culture, and the climate must be favorable. Now, quality leaders make a right decision. Sorry for the correction there. And the decisions are made at the right time. Good leader is disciplined and inspires discipline from others. Quality leader is a good listener. Sometimes we have a tendency to just be prepared to say what we are going to say. But a quality leader allows people to talk. In fact, that's the foundation of his talk. Now, quality leadership recognizes social responsibility. There is a social responsibility outside of the company, outside of AIIAS campus. That social responsibility is very, very vital. Why? With whom are we working? With those people. With those people outside. The insiders are only yours. But you need to have a social responsibility. Now, having said that, these are the qualities of leadership. Decision-making, listening to people, inspiring, social responsibility, commitment, appreciation, system thinking, communication, being a visionary, humility, human relation, self-confidence, teamwork and teams, customer focus, and continuous improvement are the qualities of quality leadership. May God bless us.
Thank you very much. Now it is time for questions after the presentation. Can I have hands, those who... Was it so clear that all questions, Pastor Moyo there?
Thank you so much, Brother Dube, for the presentation. I think you cited the research that was done in America, where I'm sure everyone can Google out all those qualities of, and yet the results were that 66% are bad leaders. So besides those qualities, since they already know them, what do you think it would take to make a quality leader?
Okay, thank you very much. That's a good question. To make a quality leader, I have mentioned the characteristics that I have mentioned, the behaviors. I have mentioned, listed that in a box. Is at the end. I think I am missing something. This one. Those qualities are the qualities that is required to have a quality leader.
My question is, those people in America, they already know these things. True or false?
It's false.
Are you sure?
They heard it, but they have not implemented. The moment they came to power, they might pretend the color the matter, but the things were not carried out according to what is expected.
My challenge is, I've seen people even teach on leadership, but we know them to be bad leaders. Now this is where my question is coming. A person can even teach the qualities of leaders is this and this and this and this and this. I don't know whether it has to do with the way we define these things as individuals. I don't know whether it has to do with our upbringing, our background, and so on and so forth. That's why maybe even the theme of this presentation is saying, of our forum is spiritual leadership. Maybe we are saying, these other methods have failed us. Maybe when we talk about spiritual leadership, maybe we are looking at Christ as our example. Then what is it that we can get from Christ to make sure that our leadership is in place? Because these qualities, I'm sure in America there are many books that have been written on leadership. And a number of such, we hear about people-centered, but the people who are saying people-centered, they are centered on their relatives and so on and so forth when it comes to doing things. Is there anything really that we need much more than these things?
I think what we need is a total commitment. It's something that I cannot even answer, truly speaking. It requires a total commitment. Total commitment only comes through Christ. Through Christ. Human beings cannot be perfect, cannot be committed. Now, have you seen a doctor? Medical people all are educated about the damages of smoking. But you find them smoking. You find them smoking. So there are people who talk, who have written books after books, preached after sermons, and then, but when they get to that place, there is a disease. There is a disease. And the other problem is the policies. There is, once a person is given a position, there is no adequate control over them, particularly state presidents, states president. Now, the people who sit there are yes groups. Yes groups. Yes, every day the thing they say, they raise hand, including these groups, including us here, including myself. Yes group. No, there is nobody who will challenge them. If they challenge them, they will throw them out of position maybe. Therefore, they were closing their mouths as much as possible. But I think, as far as the state machinery is concerned, I wish there is a policy which will govern a person who will pick up a position. That's my feeling. But God has to intervene with that speech unless there is a commitment, real commitment, that you cannot anticipate that one.
Thank you very much. Another question?
I think I want to pick on what Dimin said, meeting expectation of people as a leader. On that particular point, I'm asking a question. What time span is that expectation from a leader given? Because is it 1 month when he comes to office? 1 year? 2 years? What are the expectations of the people? Because we have the poor, we have the rich, and then we have the educated. What is that one? With the US statement of 66, I have been in office before. The question I'm asking is that, who are the 56 who are saying that there's not a good leader there? Who are the people responding to that? Are they leaders? And have they proved themselves to be good quality leaders for telling someone he is not one? So by what means are they trying to say, oh, there's 66% are saying no? If they are not doing well, why do they send their hand also to show that one? So it is something that I don't know where to if you can.
As far as the Deming's points of expectations, there is no time limit. As long as you hold the position of leadership, you need to be answerable to those points. That's what I feel. The issue of who are those 66% of 1,374 of Americans who said 66% who say that leadership is not good. I mean, it's like the cigarette example that I gave. It could be, but at least there is an indication in every research that you do. There are things of that nature you have to anticipate. But at least those people are representatives of dissatisfied with their leadership. We need to take those people into account and correct ourselves instead of asking who are they. And that's what I stand at least. But I know why you are asking.
Thank you very much. That is the end. We have run out of time. Can we put our hands together? Thank you very much.